mean, it's past lunchtime, so maybe you already ate something, but yeah. We have a saying in German called Liebe geht durch den Magen, which means love travels through the stomach. And yeah, that's the whole motto of our project. And let's start.
Yeah, so you saw we created a cooking book, and you may ask yourself why a cooking book. There are already so many cooking books out in the world, we don't need another one. But we found 24 recipes and we put that together in an advents calendar. It's like, I think it's in Europe, in some countries, a thing before Christmas. And we wanted to create international groups of students, and that they can bring together typical dishes from their countries and get to know each other through cooking food, because food is always a good way to get to know each other. And they can learn about each other's culture and typical things to eat, and to get a bigger knowledge about the other countries and students from all over the world. And the students are supposed to then write down what they learned and what they can take for themselves out of this project. We thought there could be two ways to do it. The students could either use our cooking book as an example to create their own then with their own countries, or if they don't have much time for a project, they could also use our cooking book and just cook our recipes and get to know these countries. And we made it in the form of the advents calendar, so we needed 24 recipes for it. But you could also do it in another way, with less or more recipes as you want. And I would say the more countries, the better, because then you have more cultures in it. Yeah, that's it.
All right, then we'll continue with our accomplishments. So I think first we should mention that we managed to create a twin space, which is really great to know. And we also learned how to use new platforms for projects, not only the twin space, but also the other things such as Canvas or Padlets, like everything that we learned in this course. So yeah, we got to know a lot more things, how to work our way through it. And my personal favorite accomplishment is that we actually learned to work together through distance. So even though we're not in the same country, Dimitra is, for example, in Greece, and we still managed to create a project together. And I think that's just very beautiful that you're capable of, yeah, doing things together, even though you are not in the same place. So at the same, yeah, in the same place. Exactly. And what we learned from the subject itself, we saw that there are many similarities between the different cuisines, especially between the Greek and the Turkish ones, which for me personally, I love it because it's a new point of view to look at the same thing, but it's like it has like a new, how do you say it? You see it through a different lens. So it's, yeah, it's beautiful, right? And we also discovered new things about each other's cultures, and that is also very beautiful. I mean, I can hardly imagine a thing where you learn about somebody else's a culture that makes as much fun as cooking, because it's beautiful. You get, as a result, something really tasty, and you can enjoy it. You can laugh with each other, and you learn about each other personal more and about their culture more, which leads us to our next point, that we discovered that cooking is fun and it brings people together. So yeah, I think just overall it's a very, very beautiful project. Yeah.
Okay, so what we did well and what we could have done better. From the moment that our group was created, here at the class, I think it was back in November, we were sure about our project theme. Many took the initiative during that class, found us and texted us on the chat here. We exchanged phone numbers and created a group chat on WhatsApp. So from that moment, we are in contact and working on our project. Um, our collaborate, sorry, our collaboration is excellent. Everyone is contributing to the project and helping each other out. While we were creating this presentation, we couldn't actually think anything that went super wrong. We may could have worked a little quicker because it would be very nice for all of you to see our unique idea of recipe advent calendar completed, but unfortunately we couldn't. Our schedules didn't match, so we couldn't work our project outside our class. So as the time was limited, we were working here on the breakout rooms. We split the tasks. We were working individually each week, and then come here and discuss and work on our project. Um, Sometimes we managed to complete things during the class, which was super helpful. And this system worked out for our team. And the fact that everyone took initiatives to keep things going was amazing and very important too for our project.
Okay, so finally, I want to say something about the deliverable, the current state, and the approximate finished date. Our most important goal is for the project participants to learn how to work with eTwinning. In addition, the end result should be an international recipe book. In this process, the intercultural aspect is particularly important to us. The project should strengthen international partnerships and relationships. To the current state, so far we have collected and organized our recipes. In the next step, we want to create our recipe book. To do this, we need to find the right tool to create a book in form of an advent calendar. After all, we want to complete the project by the end of February. Yes, here you can see an example of a recipe that we want to integrate in our recipe book. And on the next slide is an overview of all the recipes we cooked and already organized in the right order for an advent calendar.
So I hope you got a nice overview of what we have done during the last weeks. And I hope you didn't get too hungry. I mean, it was just one picture of food, so I should have put a trigger warning. But yeah, if there are any questions, complaints, or comments, please let us know.
Okay, so you should be able to see the screen now.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So let's get started. Welcome to our presentation about festivities and cultural celebrations in different countries. We're going to kick off with the purpose and the scope of our project. So the participants of this project learn how different cultures and countries celebrate national festivities and holidays. And in doing so, the knowledge and understanding of diverse cultures is deepened. The project focuses on celebrations in Germany, England, the United States of America, Georgia, Ireland, and the Ukraine. And in a world that is so international, but still faces hate and xenophobia, a project that promotes intercultural competence and understanding for different cultures is highly relevant.
Yes, I will continue with the accomplishments and the things we learned while doing this project together. So we have created a project that offers insights into different cultures that Luca already mentioned, and countries, and how different festivities and holidays are celebrated in these different countries. And we have learned that working on a project together virtually does come with a lot of challenges that make working together a bit difficult at sometimes, but we realized it's still amazing to create wonderful things and spend this time together on a project together. And we have learned that a lot about different cultures ourselves, and we were able to deepen our knowledge and understanding of diverse cultures, and that was, yeah, amazing.
Okay, then let's continue with the 3 things we did well. Because we're missing Louisa for today, I'm gonna take over her slide. So from the beginning on, we had a clear structure and the plan as to how our project was going to progress. And the organization was great, and we quickly sorted out who was going to take care of each country, searching for information, collecting stuff, and whatever. And we created a document that was accessible by all group members on Google Documents early on to ensure that we can all work together and everybody at his or her time because of the different schedules. Okay.
I'll continue with 3 things we could have done better. So the first one was about included pictures or drawings into our presentation or project in general to make it more visually appealing. But since we were unsure of copyright laws in different countries, we just thought not to include them in our presentation or in our project. Another thing was about adding a comparative analysis section to highlight the similarities or differences between similar festivities in different countries, and this would provide a better understanding of cultural diversity to our students. But however, we decided to present 6 different countries. It was challenging to add due to the organizational issues, and yeah. And the last thing was about that. I mean, we could make our project more engaging by adding interactive elements like live cultural exchange sessions or role plays and quizzes. But now, as you know, we included 6 different countries, and these different countries are on different continents. So there was problems about time constraints, and we just decided not to include them in our project.
So, can you hear me?
Yeah.
So the deliverable and current state of our project you can find in the following slides. So each participant has created an overview of a few celebrations in a different country. Moreover, we have created worksheets that could be used by other teachers that might use our work. Hence, the work on our project is finished. We have created our project and used this presentation to reflect on our work as a group. And all of us were able to draw valuable lessons from this project.
So we've already mentioned that we looked at celebrations in 6 different countries. We decided to do Germany, Ukraine, and Georgia, as we have citizens of each of these countries. But then we also decided to go with the United Kingdom and the United States of America, because 2 of our group members have spent a lot of time there. So we were able to give an insight into these countries as well. And then we've also added Ireland, because we just thought it would be nice to add another country, and we did some research on that so that we will be able to provide an overview of celebrations and festivities there as well. And then we decided to choose just 3 important celebrations for each country, because otherwise it would have been really extensive and it probably would be too much for teaching as well. So we decided to take 3 celebrations, and then we created slides that we will go over in a second. And on these slides, we described how each country celebrates these 3 celebrations. And then we also designed worksheets for our learners, and now we decided to go with 1 worksheet per country. So not 1 worksheet per celebration, because that would have been 18 worksheets, which is quite a lot, but we decided to do 1 worksheet per country, which means 6 worksheets. And we put an emphasis on traditional foods and traditions that the countries do to give an insight into how people celebrate these festivities. And I think for time reasons, it would be too much probably to go over each celebration, but we have included the celebrations for each country into our presentation. So this would be Georgia. And then we have Germany, Ukraine, Ireland, United Kingdom, and the United States of America. So as you can see, we have one general slide for each country talking about the country, describing what a country is. So for example, for the United Kingdom, which countries constitute the United Kingdom, and then one slide per celebration on which it's outlined how it's celebrated, and then the worksheets as well. And that's our presentation.
Thanks. Are there any questions?